What's up, guys? My name's Andreas. I'm recording this because I have been meaning to for a while. That is to start something. I don't know, I see all these people on YouTube and everything that they are just really candid about their life and the way that they approach themselves when recording is very honest and transparent, and I kind of wanted to do something in that vein. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I haven't really even thought about this video too much. I was just sitting at my desk and I had the urge, like I've had the urge so many times, but you know, as with many things that we tell ourselves that we should do, we figure out a million reasons why we shouldn't do it. And so this was sort of an act of defiance against that. I'm definitely not a person who comes off very natural in front of the camera. Usually I'd like to be behind a camera. So definitely not what I'm used to at all, for sure. But in my quest to try to do things that make me uncomfortable and to do things that I've wanted to do but I've been afraid to do, this is a really small step in that. So I don't know, I just hope that in all of this that maybe people can relate. I guess I should start off with some things about myself. I'm 29 years old. I'm going to turn 30 in May. So as I often tell people, I'm looking down the barrel of 30, and older people laugh because, you know, they say that I'm still a baby and everything. And, you know, to younger people, I'm older than shit. I remember being 20, 21. I had a buddy who was 24, and I remember thinking, dude, you are so old. And here I am almost 10 years later, and it's definitely a lot to think about. There's never really a shortage to think about when it comes to aging, getting old, seeing life go by, making that transition from being a very young person and having a clean slate to starting to, you know, have some regrets in life and have some things that I wish could have gone differently, both things that are in and out of my control. So, like I said, no shortage of things to think about, but before we go off too deep into all that, I mean, so 29 years old, about to turn 30. Some things I like, I mean, I'm primarily interested in, I like to call it an aesthetic journey. Maybe that might sound pretentious to some people. I'm sure that's something that we'll talk about in later videos and everything, but I guess when I say that, I guess I mean that an aesthetic journey, meaning a lot of my life has been seeking to find like the things that I really like: movies, music, literature, things that I like, and that not only that I like, but that have been stamped by people in the past as something that's good, something that's worth looking at. And I try to dive into those things. You know, I'm not the most educated person in the humanities in the world, but I do like to think that I have a fair amount of experience in encountering these things. So that's a very big interest in my life, something that's really a prerogative for me as a creative person who would like to make more things and do more things, to find as much as I can find to fill that reservoir of inspiration, creative inspiration. And at some point that becomes a problem because, you know, you just consume so much, yet you don't create. And that also plays into a little bit of the perfectionist streak I have, but, you know, not in a good way. I mean, more in a way of thinking about things and then never doing them because you're constantly falling short of expectations that you've set for yourself. That's one thing about me. Another thing about me that maybe I kind of really wanted to talk about to people was I'm someone who's trying to quit smoking weed. You know, everyone has their relationship with it, and if people can be constructive and still do what they need to do and go through their lives, and that's awesome. That's those people should be able to do what they want. Unfortunately, now for me, it's not that way. Standing up a little bit. Hopefully, I don't drop my phone here. I'm drinking some wine. Yeah, I've been wanting to quit for a really long time, and it's extremely difficult. You know, people will sometimes think of weed as something that's more benign, and you know, how could like anyone ever have trouble quitting it? You can stop whenever you want to, but you know, I'm here to tell you, as many other people can testify to on the internet, like if you've ever been on Reddit Leaves, or if you've ever done any research yourself, you can see that there's a marijuana anonymous section of NA or AA as well. It's been tough. It's been probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life, and ever since I was in high school, it was something that I used to regulate. It's kind of crazy when I think about it. I, you know, started smoking weed in high school. I think that I was in 10th grade, and I don't know, you go through life thinking that, you know, I guess when you're a kid that you'd never have interest in those kinds of things, but sure enough, you try it and you like things, and it wasn't long until I felt like it was something that I needed. I remember one time after my parents had found my stash that, you know, I was really distraught. It's at this point I had started getting used to it emotionally regulating me. I called my mom. I was living with my dad and stepmom at the time, but I called my mom out of state, and I was super emotional in telling her that I felt like I needed it. And that was back when I was like 16 at the most or something. Now here I am, almost 30, still struggling. Can think of all the times that, you know, I've tried to quit and everything. It almost kind of feels like every day is a time I try to quit, but I haven't succeeded yet in going past, like, I don't know, maybe like a week without smoking or something. And something that unfortunately defines my life a lot right now. Something that I want to change. I haven't been able to. Holds me back in a lot of different ways. I think it's probably fooled a lot of people. Like I said, I don't want to talk bad about something that does help so many people, and that can be of legitimate good use. But for me, it's something that I've recognized in my life that has held me back for a while now, honestly. And failing over and over again to get over that is hard, for sure. Makes me feel like a failure, makes me feel stupid. You know, what can you say? I'm sure that there's plenty of stories and everything that we can get into about what it's like being an addict. And it's funny because I have described myself as an addict sometimes when I talk about my problems with using marijuana. And, you know, people are like, oh, like, you know, don't say that, it makes it sound worse than it is and all this stuff. But, you know, the truth of the matter is that it is that bad. And I don't know, I don't like to sugarcoat it because it's something that gives me a better sort of mind frame for actually quitting and everything. So, you know, unfortunately, I guess that is something that has defined me. That is kind of something where it's like, you know, maybe it would help me to talk about it in a more open way, maybe it would help to connect more with people. I have been to a few Marijuana Anonymous meetings and everything. Eventually I kind of just stopped going because I felt guilty that I was still using, and there were all these people that felt like they were making much more genuine attempts to stop using than I was, attempting, and so I stopped. Should probably go back and everything, but I guess without continuing, further down that line of conversation, it's one thing I'd like to talk about. Really, I mean, I'm an introverted guy who finds meaning in having my space and being able to think and reflect, and it's all very well and good and everything, but I would like to try to reach out to people more, even if it's just something like this, where maybe like directly I won't talk to someone, but just trying to put myself out there more in that way, for sure. So, I mean, what else can I say about me? About arts and humanities. I can talk your ear off. I love to hear people talk about that. It's something that really does guide my life in a very genuine way. It means a lot to me. So I'm sure in time that, we'll be able to talk about those things. And I really look forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the idea of hopefully being a part of a small community of people, something real, in this day and age, how hard it is to find meaningful connection, find those people that are worth it, that are on your wavelength. It feels like it becomes harder and harder every day. I mean, it's pretty low-hanging fruit to be one of those people that talk about how social media kind of ruined our brains and ruined everything, but it's pretty hard to argue against there being some at least some truth in that, for sure. But I guess this is one positive aspect, that we can connect with people that we otherwise wouldn't have connected with before. So, you take the good and the bad of everything, but I'll stop rambling. This was one reason why I didn't want to record, because I'm always like, what will I talk about exactly? I'm trying to keep things focused, concise. It's like, oh, I'm doing a YouTube channel. Like, what am I actually gonna talk about? But I'm tired of looking at other people and thinking or wondering that could be me. So, I don't know. Here I am. Nice to meet you all. I hope we can talk more, for sure.